and good evening. It is Dr. Mike, meaning him, from drmikesemporium.com, and we are on Instagram. Make sure you follow the Instagram because there's a lot of pictures and neat stuff on there. You get to see Travelotters, some of his stuff too. So I am Dr. Mike. Hope you meet. Hold on, get my brushing in real quick. Hopefully everybody's having a grand day, and I am going to keep that out of the way. Hey, okay, so we're just all over the place tonight. So back from Kentucky. I know a lot of folks have sent me wonderful messages. Thank you for your support. Greatly appreciate everything you do, and I greatly appreciate all the kindness. Oh, Lee Powell! Oh my gosh, Lee Powell is a member of the Old Cahava, actually the creator of Old Cahava Shave Group, which is very good because we're going to be talking a lot about you, young man. So, oh, good. I'm working in all these little bells and whistles, and you can tell we're in the Dr. Mike's locale here. And if you notice, we've got a new set of shelves here, so we got rid of the shoe trees and all that stuff. So, anywho, if I'm a little slow on comments, know that I'm looking at this very, very tiny screen. So these eyes are a little old. So tonight is a Ernie Baraga shave, right? Because one of the things that's very cool about shaving, and when you have a community, and we always talk about community and family, such as the shaving group, there's a lot of paying it forward. There's a lot of making sure that memories are held on to, right? So tonight, I will be shaving with one of Ernie's safety razors and one of his brushes. Let me show you this brush. This is a beautiful red, the Big Shave. This is from the Big Shave. This is a limited edition. They will do different. Look at the colors. It is a beautiful badger hair brush. Put it over here. There we go. And they will do commissions for groups that have, you may have seen the North American Wet Shavers Club, and there's the Big Shave, and then there's Old Cahava Shave Group, and they do all kinds of stuff. Oh, Mama's watching. Hey, Mom, good to see you. So there we go. So, but we're going to be using this brush. This sucker is a lather monster. I'll show you that in a second. All right. So, and let me get myself together because I'm still a little scattered. But we're going to be using Baraga. This is the soap that was made by Monica Gilliam from Soap of the Gods. It is a tribute to Ernie. And this is when Ernie had his accident a while back, a long time ago. It was one of those things that it's sort of an orangey kind of old-fashioned fragrance, and he knows. And it was one of those things that was a tribute to him. So let me get started. Rick, I doubt you can get one of these brushes unless you find somebody that has one to sell. Just saying. But I know where they make them. So let me show you. This is a 3-piece razor. This is Ernie's, and I'll tell you the story. While I get this going, I'll tell you my trip to Kentucky. So I left Atlanta Thursday to drive up to Kentucky. And I got up there in plenty of time, and was able to meet with Mom and Dad and the niece and everybody, and picked up a supply of a certain item that had been made prior to our friend Ernie, his passing. And it was such a kind of a tribute and kind of a journey of to remember him by. So we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But another thing Mama gave me was a big Rubbermaid tub full of Ernie's soap making stuff, or Mama's soap making stuff, right, Mom? So this is going to be, I'm putting the blade on here. This is a 3-piece razor, so the handle there. So see, we're doing a little teaching with Ernie's razor as well. There we go. Now I have not used this razor, so it's a nice heavy black and chrome. So all the soap making stuff. So there was fragrance oils and essential oils and tubes and jars and all that wonderful stuff. And in perfect Ernie fashion, I think there were a couple of loose lids. on the oils, my hotel room was amazingly fragrant. This is a croapy croap. So it's kind of a cream, kind of a soap, kind of a thing. So here's a brush. We're going to dip the brush in the water, right? There we go, like that. We're going to load the brush while I keep talking. And the hotel room, room 418 at the Holiday Inn in Bardstown, Kentucky, now is amazingly fragrant. And apparently I have an allergy to one of the oils. So this hand, my left hand, it's gotten blistered from contact from the oils or something, probably peppermint oil. That does that. So we're loading the brush with soap, right? Brush is loaded with soap. This is not lather yet, but watch. When it gets going, it gets going. All right. So I shall continue. So watch, just watch. Ba-boom. So this is a very rich soap. Very thick and needs a lot of water. So this brush, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to keep going. So Thursday night I get back to the hotel. You saw me driving when I was driving, me and Travel Otter, back to the hotel, right? That's when I did the last video was me driving, which, you know, behave yourself when you're driving. Don't get started. There we go. You always have to find the right kind of water. Sorry, just got to make sure. Let my brain going. So, reached out to some friends around town, around Bardstown. Got in contact with Lee and Gonzo. They were there, and so I think Friday morning I got a picture from Rihanna of pancakes and syrup, which is what Ernie used to do to me all the time, from eating a Cracker Barrel, because he knows that someone in this household loves syrup. Not me. Well, I like syrup. So the cool thing, so that was a neat little thing. But when it came time for the ceremony, or actually, hold on, I'm gonna go back a couple hours, because before the ceremony, I wanted to do something that Ernie would have done, and that is, Bardstown apparently is bourbon central in Kentucky, and by that I mean there are distilleries everywhere, and Heaven's Hill Bourbon, or Heaven's Hill Distillery, was right by the hotel. So I was like, you know what? Ernie would want me to go and at least look. And I went in there, and there were so many bourbons, so I picked up one. And I got one called Five Brothers. I thought it was appropriate. Right? And I'm taking my time lathering because I'm just chit-chatting. Right? I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I'm still trying to recover from all this. So that was that. And then, you know, I picked up a bourbon, and I picked up one of the Bible. They call it a bourbon Bible, a bourbon trail Bible. So I have a plan. I have a feeling that there's a plan in foot to go visit said bourbon trail at some point. So be ready for that. That might be a podcast thing. So Friday, drove over to Elizabethton, Kentucky. And by the way, razor. This is the razor. I'm going to try to start shaving, so here we go. I'll try to keep talking. So, woo! Okay. A lot of blade on this one. Okay, so this will be interesting. So, went to the ceremony and finally got to meet Lee Powell. Now, Lee Powell is an incredible gentleman, amazing car guy. So, of course, definitely, like the guy immediately. And he drove up in that beautiful, he's got a white Subaru, I believe, that is just, he has tricked it out and taken such good care of it. Ernie would be pleased. So I finally got to meet him. Pleasure. Hey, Mike Seals, good to see you, buddy. And Bob Gonzo was there, and our friend Rick Boone showed up with his 2 boys, which was amazing because they were great kids. And yep, it's a very, very nice razor, Ernie. Thank you for this. So we got a chance to say our goodbyes, and I got a chance. I know this sounds crazy, but we had a chance to come together as a group and a family and a community and laugh and remember and tell stories. I mean, how many times have you heard, the story about Ernie calling me, or he would message me and say, Mike, call me, 50, give me his number, and I'd have to call him and we'd be on the phone for 2 hours. Bless his heart, that boy. This is an aggressive razor. It's got a little bit more bite than I'm used to, so if I start bleeding everywhere, forgive me. All right, so that's for fast. So after the chance for us to kind of get together and talk, we did get an old Cahava shave group, and it's every club. It's a kind of a club. It's kind of a group. There are over 300 people in this club, which is awesome. And we had a Monty. Got to remember Monty. Where? No, yeah, probably a weeper or 2 on my neck, but that's okay. That's a little spot right there. Nothing. It's fine. Everything's okay. Don't worry. So, met some great folks, and it's wild because when you communicate and connect with people on social media. Hold on, let me do a burger. There we go. Like with Lee. He and I had never met in person, but we had kind of chit-chatted, and I liked all of his cars. Well, some of his cars are too low, but he posts lots of pictures of cars, and there's pictures of, all kinds of stuff. And it was a real pleasure to kind of finally, hey, Chris, good to see you. Monty, oh my gosh, look, the old Cahava Gang is here. I didn't see that. That's great. So we had a chance to say our goodbyes and laugh, and we kind of made sure to take care of Mama and Dad. Great fun. So what would Ernie do after an event like that? He'd go get tacos. So we got referred to a place called Mexico Lindo, I believe. And imagine a hole in the wall with a hole in the wall in it. That's where we went. My GPS, my steampunk GPS at that, I am bleeding right there, sent me behind a strip mall to a loading dock. And I was like, where am I? And in the back of it, there was a big banner, a white banner. It says Mexico Lindo, but all you can see is everything's faded out except for the barest minimum of an M. So I was like, oh, this must be the place. It turned out to be an amazing little shop. It was a grocery store and a restaurant, and they made, I have to be careful with my figure and everything. So I got a carne asada quesadilla, and I got a chance to sit with Rick's young boys too. So that was fun. We chit-chatted about a bunch of stuff. Okay, hold on. Let me get some of this soap on my beard. This is good soap, Mel Monica. And this has a very orangey cocktail fragrance. All right. Woo. So after that, after a wonderful time, the boys got dirty rice or rice arrows, all the other kind of stuff. And after that, went over to Lee and Gonzo's hotel room where they had all manner of straight razor Ernie's. They had the Ernie's like hardware, which was the safety razors, like this one that I'm using now, and Lee just goes, take you one to remember Ernie. And I'm like, okay. And I was honored to pick out that red brush, right, and this razor. I'm giving it a shave right now. We're getting our notch right there. So, yep, got a little weeper right there. That's fine, not a big deal. Let me rinse this off real quick. Be right back. I got the notch. I'm getting the notch right here. Right? Don't worry. Don't worry. Be right back. Fear not, I'm still here. So, meeting Lee, getting to see Bob Gonzo, haven't seen him in a month of Sundays. Rick Boone as well. Meeting Monty. Meeting Mama. Seeing Rihanna again. Being able to shake Dad's hand and tell him how much we're going to miss him, miss Ernie. I mean, just a wonderful gentleman. Wonderful gentleman. This isn't the, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But crazy. Alright. So, more along the lines, I'm going to let this sit for a spell before I put any kind of like aftershave stuff on it. But after that, before I left to go home to Atlanta, I was cruising around a little bit, and I stopped at a place called the Lux Distillery and found another bourbon, and it's a 7-year bourbon that's aged in Cabernet Caf. So I was pretty fancy. And one of the things I wanted to do on this Kentucky trip was to reconnect with friends. And so the cool thing is that there are a lot of folks I have not seen in that Kentucky loop. So when I left, everybody was kind of like, okay, good to see you, good to meet you, and all this wonderful stuff. So the next day, I got up early, and I drove down to Lexington, Kentucky, and I saw my friends John and Jess. They are friends from a couple of years ago from a couple of cruises. We went on a steampunk cruise, go figure. And we really enjoyed them, seeing them. They have two corgis, a new corgi. One is a puppy corgi. She's about this big. Her name's Queenie. And then they have Neville, who is an older gentleman corgi, and they were just fun. And it was nice to just kind of spend a few minutes with them. And then as I cruised down from Lexington, I was going to stop at DMV and see Dennis, but I just kind of kept moving. Stopped at Buc-ee's in Richmond. That's Buc-ee's number one. And then cruised and went to Harriman, Tennessee, and saw my friends RJ and Rosanna. Stopped at Amazing Bakes and got some thumbprint cookies and some, they're not Hello Dolly bars. They're the yellow cake, gooey butter cake bars and a brownie, and got those home for my sister Julie. So it was kind of like I got to see a bunch of folks and really have a good, heartfelt, good heart feeling trip. It was a long trip. Stopped at Buc-ee's in Calhoun and got home. Oh, I wanted to tell you all this too. So right after I called my sister Julie and said, hey, I'm almost home, about 45 minutes away. And just as I hung up with her, my steampunk GPS goes, it was 44-minute delay in 4 miles. Apparently something horrible in Atlanta had happened. And then 2 miles later, I saw the sign that said express lane, $2.40 to $2.85. I immediately went whoop and got on the express lane and went right by all that nonsense and got home like 40 minutes earlier than the GPS expected. So that's a plus. So, yep. Okay, let me use my Alum Block. Now see, this is an Alum Block, right? Make sure it's wet. There we go. There we go. So Alum Block will help to sort of cauterize. It really, it stings, and so that's one of those things you just have to watch out for. Let it dry. It will help close all these little weepers. So that's not a bad shave for a brand new razor blade and a friend's razor that we will use to remember him by. In regards to Ernie, in regards to Mama, thank you guys. Y'all were so amazing. Knowing Ernie as I did, and being almost, well, we were partners in this whole shave business thing. I will say this, and I'll try to be as delicate as I can about it. We have Yeti snot now in hand, ready, but we want to do something special with it. We've got sort of the last order. I had ordered some Yeti snot, and Ernie and, well, Mama had made them, and they had them all ready to go, and then all this happened. But I picked it up, and we do have it. It is labeled and is ready to go, but we're going to do something special with it, so you need to watch the website for a special page, and we're going to do something to make sure that Ernie, ELF, Ernie lives forever, right? Gone but not forgotten. It is going to be a wonderful kind of tribute, no matter what, moving forward, so that the Shaving Yeti and Ernie will always kind of keep going with us. We are going to do some things like, I know we're going to do something for Ernie's like favorite charity. We're going to make sure that, you know, we keep contributing. We keep Ernie's gift. And that's what Ernie was. He was a gift. He was giving to everybody, no matter what, no matter where you were. If Ernie was around, you were going to get something. He was going to take care of you, much like you took care of him. And so be on the lookout. Trust me, we'll have announcements and stuff on here, but we will have a good selection of Yeti snot coming out very soon, I believe, once we get this all taken care of. An ELF fund, right? The ELFF. It could be hashtag ELFF, you know, ELF fund. And that way we can sort of kind of make sure that Ernie stays with us as he always did. With that, I'm going to say, I look, this is very nice. Very nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, right there, right there. I'm just going to boop right there. So, awesome, fabulous. Make sure to take care of yourself. It's been a long, long summer already. A lot of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff is going to happen. A lot of places to be. This is how I take care of myself, and then all this fun stuff. Hey, Steve Walker, good to see you, sir. Is one of the ways that kind of keeps me grounded. And thank you for all that. That's my you are my family. You are my community. So thank you very much. Y'all have been instrumental, and you have no idea how instrumental you have been in my life. Make sure to take care of other folks. Reach out. Like, go visit a friend, right? You can get out and do that now. Go shake hands with somebody and give them a hug and tell them how much you appreciate it. Good stuff, right? And then if you're going to shave, and we know you are, be ready for that. And if you're going to beard, right? Mike Bauer. Yes, Mike Bauer was there. I'm so sorry, Mike. I forgot to mention Mike Bauer was there too. So please remember to take care of each other. We will be back Thursday with all kinds of interesting and fun stuff. You never know. Maybe I'll be able to do a podcast. You'll have headphones and we'll be in the office. But we really, really appreciate everybody. So be on the lookout for stuff. Don't worry. We got you covered. So shave dapper, you folks. And I got to get back. Okay, anyway. We'll see you Thursday, 9 p.m. right here